What's up, everybody? It's Lawrence again. So, I finally got them. I paid resale for them. I actually don't know how happy I am. Normally, the resale shoes that I buy, I get super stoked because they were super hard to get and I was forced to buy retail. And as I'm looking at this pair of one of the cooler silhouettes of this year, I'm not too stoked about them because I actually have a comparison video that you're about to see with the downgrade version, which I'm not too sure if it's an actual downgrade. So without further ado, here is the Element React 87 done in a beige chalk and signal blue. So why I personally love this pair and decided to pay retail for this pair, I know everybody loved the green mist. I know a lot of people kind of like the crazy colors of the lakeside colorway and everything else. But for me, there were two reasons I like this color more than any of the other ones. The first one is that it reminded me of Optimus Prime from the Transformer series, and I do like that color a lot, and now I kind of feel like a Transformer. Not the worst feeling in the world. And secondly, I really do like the sole on here, and since we're heading into fall, I really do feel like the chalk color that they use over here is super fall-like, and the pop of color with the red and the blue is something that's super awesome for me. And then the other contender here is the Element 55, which is supposed to be the downgrade from the Element 87. This is done in a Tiffany blue as well as black/gray with patterns all throughout. I do have a review for the shoe already down in the comments below and links below. I'm going to break this comparison video down to three main elements. The first one's going to be the upper. The second is going to be the midsole as well as outsole. And then finally, the overall value of the actual shoe. You can see the uppers are made out of very different materials. On the top with the 55, you have a very opaque material with two main patterns. One's like a stripe, and then the other one is a very micro polka dot based pattern. And then on the Element 87, you have a translucent upper with a clear mesh that you can see all the way into the shoe on. You can see actually the sock liner in there as well. And then the upper of this one is less uniform. There's a lot more stitching and pieces involved with different types of material, and so you can see all that with this translucent upper. So just based on design alone, the upper is fucking sweet. On the 87, you can see all the different pieces and elements of it here with the contrast stitching and everything. I really love that about the shoe. On the 55, relatively subdued besides a Nike swoosh, but let's be honest, this one's going to be a lot easier to wear than this one. So when it comes down to the upper style, I can't give it a win. I mean, like, some people are never going to wear this shoe, and some people are going to absolutely love this shoe because of how minimalistic and easy it is to pair with everything. So typical consumer, this hypebeast slash kind of people that enjoy sneakers and have more than one pair, I would say go with this one. Total wash there, no opinion, but I think there's different use cases for each of these shoes. On the uppers themselves, in terms of material, the first thing is the translucent material is extremely breathable, which I really like about it. You don't really notice it, and you would kind of expect it to be like a plastic that would just encapsulate your foot with heat. But that's actually more over here. I wouldn't say that this is a not breathable shoe, but this one's significantly more breathable. You can actually feel the air around you kind of going to the shoe, which I think is kind of cool. But I would say overall, I'm not too sure about the durability of these shoes. With that said, I'm not sure about the durability of these shoes, but if I had to make a guess right now, the 55s are probably going to be significantly more durable. And the reason for that is because it's not a translucent upper and it's not as thin as the Element 87s. In terms of fit of the upper, this is where things start going kind of haywire, right? So I would say from a fit perspective from the upper, and this is where things change. I kind of like put the knobs earlier side to side to see if they were very differentiated in size. It doesn't seem like it, and so there is a different feel from the uppers in terms of how tight it is. So I would say with the Element 55, you can probably go true to size without having much of an issue. If you have super wide feet, you probably want to go half size up. This does run a little long in terms of length, but overall, it is a tight fit. But I would say that because of the way the upper is, if you don't have a tight fit, it really doesn't work well as a shoe, and you definitely can't go half size down because it is a tight fit. On the flip side, on the 87s, I also went true to size here, and honestly, I should have went down half a size. The main reason is because unlike the 55 material, which feels great true to size, this is a little more stretchy. I wouldn't say stretchy, but there's definitely more material here, and it's definitely floppier than the Element 55, and so because of that, I don't have the same lockdown feel, but I still have the extra length that I really don't want. And so I'm kind of disappointed. I could have went half size down for my true to size, and I think I would have got a much better fit on this upper. So kind of summarizing it, on the upper, true to size, if not really, really wide feet, you might go half size up. Over here, I would say either true to size or half size down. I just have way too much wiggle room in my toes, and I don't feel as secure of a fit. Tongue is also very different in that, like, there are two materials here. There is a translucent material and another material that is sewed or glued on top of it. So this tongue actually feels pretty good to me. It doesn't feel like I'm going to rip it anytime soon. The tongue material on the Element 55 is the cheapest shit I've ever... It's just so cheap. I don't know why. Even at $130, it's not an inexpensive shoe. So I really think they should really change the materials on the tongue for the 55s. And so from a tongue, which tongue would I pick? I would definitely go with the 87s. Looking at the midsole, I can't tell the difference when I put them on feet. The main thing I didn't know this about when I bought the shoe is the undercover version. Unlike the Sail 87s and the Anthracite 87s, which are the black ones, there's no cork insole, and that's super disappointing. I really like cork insoles, and this is just a normal one. So I assume that the insoles for both of these shoes are exactly the same, so there's not much difference there. So let's talk about comfort of the midsole as well as the outsole, because they are exactly the same, but there's obviously no clear winner. With that said, I would say that these shoes for lifestyle are definitely the most comfortable shoes that you can buy, whether at $130 or $160 with a translucent upper. The bottom of the foot feel, underfoot feel is just phenomenal. There's nothing you can go wrong with these shoes. Everybody is ubiquitously saying that these are amazing. I would say that this transcends Boost. If you don't love the design of these shoes and don't love the colorways that much, don't pay resale for them. Even at $160, I wouldn't say that these are worth it compared to the 55s. $30 is not a lot of money, but if you're going to buy the same shoe and you just want pure comfort out of them, just you use it day in, day out, I would definitely go with these. And if we kind of look at the kind of release schedule for most Nikes this year, they basically release a dark version with eye-popping colors first, and then after that they're going to give you a deluge of colorways for this, and I think that's what's going to happen with the 55, and so that's actually really exciting for most consumers, much like the Air Max 270s that also did something very similar. The first several colorways were just black and some type of heel that had a pop of color in it. They basically did exactly the same thing here with the 55s, and I think they're going to do that here as well. But the 87s are already releasing a lot of colorways, and so I don't even think you should pay resale for them. I really wish I would have known that they were going to release another 3 next week. One of them has a pretty similar color pattern to this, except it's predominantly red instead of blue, but it also has a black sole, which is pretty cool. There's a lot of cool colorways coming out of the 87 as well. So from a pure value perspective, I'm going to say the Element 55 wins. I would say that if you don't want a black shoe, you probably won't need to wait too long to get new colorways. And if you want a translucent kind of cool hype beastie type shoe, this is where you're going to go with the Element 87s. But you know, from a value perspective, your average consumer, go with these. And that's it, guys. If you have any other questions about these two sneakers, put them in the comments below. But this is the Element React line and a comparison between the two. Until next time, peace.